Hi, folks. This is Bill with Bridging Borders. Have you ever wondered what it might be like to be traveling or living in a foreign country and to discover that you have a life-threatening illness? Would you run for home or would you stay put? Well, this is our story. Please stay with me. Our story begins in Mexico, in San Carlos, a seaside community on the Sea of Cortez. It was early spring of 2022, and another season had come to an end in our seaside home that we just hated to leave. But it was now time to return home to Canada, to Sydney, near Victoria on Vancouver Island. Maudie, our motorhome, was in front of our home, where we had been packing for several days, and within just a few days of planning to leave, Michaela discovered something that made us believe that she may have cancer. We decided to stay until at least we knew what Michaela was facing, and that began with an immediate appointment with her local GP, who she had known for 10 years. Her physician expressed immediate concern, and shortly afterwards, off we went for step 2.
Here we are, neurology, obstetrics, orthopedics, geriatrics.
Well, the test results revealed a high probability of cancer, but it really needed to be confirmed with further testing, especially a biopsy. And within a short period of time, our GP in San Carlos, who's a very experienced and skilled practitioner, a really good guy, he had arranged for Michaela to be seen by a surgical oncologist at Cima Hospital in Hermosillo, the state capital. It's about an hour and a half away. We like Hermosillo. It's a city of about 1 million people in the northwestern section of Mexico. Being the capital of the state of Sonora, it has a lot of government services, and the automotive industry is quite large in the city. Hermosillo is not a tourist center. You don't come here for your 5-star hotels on the beaches. It's inland, but it is a cultural center. It has lots of culture, a lot of activity, and it's a fun city. Oh, but wait, we're here to find out if Michaela has cancer and if she's going to live, so let's get on with that. On a serious note, because of course this is quite serious, the meeting today with the surgical oncologist was important because it would determine whether we would leave for Canada and return home quickly, or we would stay in Mexico and perhaps have the whatever needs to be done here in Mexico. By the time we had finished our 1-hour consultation with the oncologist, who, by the way, we found out to be a highly regarded specialist in cancer in northwestern Mexico, and a very gracious, kind man. I think we had both made up our minds during that meeting that we would likely stay in Mexico. He filled us with confidence and hope, and we decided right there that we would proceed to the next step, which would be a biopsy. That would dictate the course of treatment.
With you, I can be sad with you. Just take my hand and fly up through the dreams where the skies are so clear. With you, I wanna stay with you.
Following surgery, we returned to San Carlos, to Algodones Bay, where Michaela could relax at home and recover from surgery before returning to Hermosillo in another month's time for a month of radiation therapy. The radiation treatments, which were going to be at Hospital San Jose in Hermosillo, another private hospital, were scheduled daily for almost another month. And driving back and forth between San Carlos and Hermosillo for those days would probably drive us crazy. But you know what happened? Have you heard of the saying in Mexico, mi casa su casa, my house is your house? Well, believe it. When a Mexican says that, a Mexican friend says that to you, believe it. Our next door neighbors in San Carlos, who have a main home in Hermosillo, kindly gave us, unbelievably gave us, their entire house, not just for a little bit of time, but for 5 weeks. It was incredible. If you have the privilege of becoming friends with a Mexican, keep them for life. They are the most generous, caring, loving people you can imagine.
Who's making that noise?
Hola, buenas tardes.
The oncology unit at the Hospital of San Jose is an incredible facility. It's equally as impressive as Hospital Cima. These are both world-class hospitals, and the 2-year-old state-of-the-art oncology facility, which we were given a full tour of, is absolutely beautiful. And the staff, as you would expect in Mexico, are professional, skilled, and very warm. After a month of visiting daily, we were all like family. Oh, for heaven's sakes. The way I'm talking, you'd think that I'm the patient. I'm just the narrator. I think I enjoyed it much more than Michaela did. Okay, back to the real subject. Throughout this entire process, Michaela had her original surgical oncologist who she was maintaining constant contact with, as well as a newly assigned radiation oncologist who was looking after her while she was going through radiation therapy at Hospital San Jose. It was incredible service having these two oncologists caring for Michaela. And then back home in San Carlos, her family physician was keeping in touch with the specialists in Hermosillo. It was really well-coordinated care. You might be wondering, what did you do for 5 weeks in an unfamiliar city when radiation treatments only took half an hour to 45 minutes a day? Well, we went to a lot of cafeños. The coffee place is kind of like a Starbucks, but much better. We did a great deal of hiding from the heat because the temperatures were typically 40 degrees Celsius plus up to 45. And we filled in a bit of time looking for a good dentist because Michaela realized that she needed a root canal on the very first day of her radiation treatments. And that process lasted until her very last radiation treatment when she had the final procedure done with her tooth. I can tell you, on the days that she went to the dental office and had x-rays on top of the radiation at the cancer center, she was glowing like a light bulb. And then there were days when it rained, and boy, did it rain in Hermosillo during the summertime. We'd take Lola out for a little spin, see if she would float, and do some puddle jumping. When Michaela's radiation treatment ended in July, we headed back to San Carlos to wait 2 weeks until Michaela's oncologist could give her the clearance to return home to Canada. But we couldn't return to our home this time because what I didn't tell you was that we sold our home this season, and by the time we had returned in July, the house sale had closed, and we said goodbye to Villas, California. And then more kindness came our way. This time, friends who own a local real estate company and a condominium building overlooking the beach that you're looking at in this picture kindly provided us with a condominium for the 2 weeks that we needed to wait out the clearance from Michaela's oncologist. They weren't Mexicans this time, they're Canadians, and it's very true. You learn who your friends are when you're going through a difficult time. So, almost 4 months later than planned, with Monty loaded up, Lola hooked on, and our 2 cats aboard, we left San Carlos for the final time this season for our trip back to Canada. The oncologist said Michaela's outcome was the best possible outcome. She was cancer-free, we're happy, and we were going home. Thanks for watching. We hope you'll subscribe and join us on our journey back to Canada in the next videos.